I have no memory of saying that.
Oh,
I'm
brilliant.
Really?
No.
We switched the cameras on. Don't know why. You might not be able to see him. But let's have a chat anyway with our guest this morning, the very lovely Mr. Richard Hammond.
Yay. Hello. That was nearly formal then. That's one of the most formal introductions.
It was formal, yeah.
I can do you a different one if you want.
Yeah, do it again. Why not?
It's Richard Hammond. I got brisk.
That's good as well.
Yeah, straight to the point. Do you know what I like about when Richard comes on the show? Well, everything, obviously. But he comes in, sits in his chair, he moves the microphone and puts his headphones on straight away because he's back in a radio studio. And that's where it's just old second nature to him.
It's my comfy place. But what you were saying earlier on about the faders, it's true. I still have a recurring nightmare in which, and you did it to me for real.
Yeah.
I'm put in charge of a radio show and I don't know how to use the desk.
Yeah. Bye, let's go.
No, I'm
But you were really good. You're like, okay.
I wasn't.
You
I
were
pressed
an
all
old
the
pro.
wrong buttons. I didn't know what was happening.
Could you imagine if we put James May, I put him in the chair and then we all left the studio. He would do this. Right.
No, he'd dismantle it.
Yeah.
He would take it to pub.
He'd plug his pub.
Probably, yes.
Has he still got the pub?
I don't know. Yes, of course he has. Yes, I went there.
Yeah. Oh,
I've been to his, but I haven't yet been to Jeremy's. I'm always asked.
Oh, of course.
So you went to James May's pub. Did you have to buy a drink?
Yeah. I had to pay for it.
That's terrible, Richard.
I know.
That is awful.
Now, if I owned a pub
Yes.
and you came,
I don't think you should.
I'd let you drink.
I'm just going to come.
Well, I really want to.
Chris, no.
No.
A bad idea.
No, I know it is. And well, here's how bad it is. Me and Vernon Kay almost bought a pub years ago.
God, I wish you had.
Oh, by the way, bloody gold mine it is now. Anyway,
I wish you had.
and we didn't buy it. And I've always wanted to. And then I was going to get a bar just before lockdown, and thank goodness I didn't do that.
Oh, you've been flirting with this idea quite
a long time, long time. Anyway,
I think you should do it. Let's get behind this.
I found the solution.
What?
I found a pub that I might buy with a couple of friends. And it's miles away from where I live.
That's clever.
Miles and miles away, isn't it?
Yes, but has it got rooms?
I don't care, because I don't think I should ever go.
Near it?
No, nowhere near it. How's the business, Chris? Oh, great guns.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a pub at the end of my road a year later. How's it going? Yeah, they're both gone. Yeah, that's gone.
It's not my road either anymore.
Why don't we buy a pub together?
That's a really terrible idea.
But you've not been to Jeremy's?
No, I haven't. I want to go and get banned.
Right, okay.
Right, yes, good.
So I've got to summon the energy to do that.
Yeah.
I'll help you if you want.
I don't think it'll be that difficult.
Right.
I think he's already banned, James.
Has he?
Is it a pub?
Jeremy's pub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
It's
proper.
quite new.
But they do
fairly
food
new,
and
isn't it?
stuff.
Yeah.
How should
they
get
do
banned?
Oh, I can work that out.
They do a £200 pork pie, apparently, which was like a sort of joke thing.
Wait a minute, now we're advertising Jeremy's pub.
Oh, sorry, yeah, sorry, Rick.
Oh, you don't have one?
No, I don't have one. No. Both of those have got things to advertise.
When Jeremy comes on the show, all we do is talk about your podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty confident that you don't.
I can't believe it's still going. I really can't.
Well,
but
I know.
well done on it. Who are we now with Izzy and Richard Hammond podcast?
What do you mean you can't believe it's still going? What do you mean? That's really nice.
Because in it, it's Richard and his daughter.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And for Richard, it's like, because as you get older, you start to think about things that you didn't think about when you were younger.
Right.
You know, what's it all about? Who are we? What's going on? What is life? What's my purpose? This, that, and the other. But when you're young, you don't even think about that crap. That's what old people think about.
Right.
And you decided to do this with your daughter.
Well,
so essentially, you've chosen to do a podcast on a subject that, let's be honest, she's really not that fussed about.
Yeah, but you're saying this because she's not here. You've noticed there's a tiny little sort of space.
If she cared about the podcast, she'd be here.
No, now, hang on. This came up a bit last minute.
Yeah,
Right.
it did.
Because I was due to be filming and then I'm away next week.
Right.
And next week is the week when we would be out saying, yes, we've got a new podcast out.
Right.
And I'm away. So I'm doing this today. And
Where is she right now?
she's 24. She's asleep.
Unbelievable.
I did text her. But I'm going on the radio.
And then she reply.
No. I've left my phone on, which I would never normally do. Give me a call when you're up. I'm on the radio.
Yeah, that phone's not going to ring, is it?
not, is it?
Not going to ring.
No.
So tell everybody, if people haven't heard it yet, tell everybody nice and simply.
Well, you just did it. Better than I've ever done.
No, well, no, but it's a slight disservice.
Okay. I wanted to do a podcast kind of addressing Oh, I'm trying to find another way of saying in the male mental health space. That's really bad, isn't it? That's terrible.
Self-discovery and personal growth.
That's actually worse.
Oh, okay.
But in that kind of area, because I was very publicly injured in a car crash,
I was
damaged my back in.
Banging on about that again.
That gives me permission to step in.
We all know it was a stunt and it was all faked.
Yeah, it was CGI. It gives me permission to step into that area and then to address the things that start affecting us, particularly in middle age as blokes. And Izzy, my daughter, became involved in the production of it because she's interested in it. And then it became clearer, actually, it's better having her in the studio with me because it stops it being an echo chamber of middle-aged men moaning about the price of things and how policemen are
Yeah.
It stops that. And because she's my daughter, she's not afraid to do that. She'll burst the bubble.
Yeah.
So that's why she's on it with me.
So her secret role is really to just reel you in.
Yeah. Totally, yes.
Yeah.
So we've spoken to, and it's a mix of guests. So this series coming up, Steve Jones came in, Lee Francis, Professor Green is on, I think, this week. Drops.
Which Steve Jones, the one from the Sex Pistols?
Yeah, no.
All right.
And it's also, we did one, we've done one that's dropping soon on the menopause. And I wanted to, because...
And you're setting women straight about this.
Yeah, that's what I do. I mansplained the whole of it.
Listen, women.
That's going to... Do you know what's going to go really well?
And I'm going on the run now.
That's why you're not around next week.
You'll never see me again.
It's a good angle to take.
That episode drops today, 5 minutes before his flight.
See ya. Out of here. No, we did that because it affects 50% of humanity, because women, and therefore it affects all of humanity. And I was once listening to Woman's Hour on Radio 4, driving in to London, and I often listen to it. It was on, and they said, this week we're talking about menopause. Well, they didn't say it like a 70s radio presenter. This week we're talking about menopause. Yeah. And they all said, all right, fair enough. And obviously there's no men in the studio, and they all went, ha, 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 ha. I thought, well, wait a minute. And then the first guest was saying, well, the menopause came. I had a very high-powered job. I was in charge of a big department. But then the menopause happened, and, I left my home and my job, and then they all talked about it. And I thought, well, wait a minute. Half the people connected to her are going to be men, aren't they? Yeah. So they'll have a view on that. So I felt we should talk about it. But we also talk about...
Pregnancy.
No, it's not. That was a rare... We stepped away from... But it's the kind of things that affect all of us in midlife. Midlife being the sort of big... flabby bit in the middle of your life.
Right. It's the main chunk, isn't it, really?
Yeah. So we also talk about loss. We did the bonus episode yesterday talking to Dr. Taraka, who's just amazing. The most positive human being. It's brilliant. And Izzy and I were chatting to him because I lost my father end of last year. Sorry. October.
Oh, sorry about that.
It happens. I mean, he was perfectly content with it and handled it absolutely beautifully. So that's his grandfather. Yeah. And we were talking to Dr. T, and he said the most fabulous thing, and I love it when these little bits come up, when you're talking to experts on this show, not just, celebs. And he was saying, your brain establishes these circuits, connections with people, and they're still there. That connection is still there, which I was saying that explains why sometimes if I'm driving along in my car now, it'll suddenly hit me out, and a small thing will happen. It's a silly little thing. Doesn't matter, a song on the radio, whatever. Not that the radio's a silly little thing. It's a really big, important thing. But something inconsequential and doesn't matter, like somebody on the radio says something, and my brain will go, oh, I'll tell...
Yeah.
But and when he said that circuit is still there, because it is a physiological thing, it's actually made a connection in your brain. It has to reshape itself, because all of our brains do. They reshape and change constantly, and different connections are established, and different connections between those connections are established.
Yeah.
And I found that really comforting.
Yeah.
You said that in a sarcastic way.
No, I didn't.
No, you did.
No, I didn't.
You totally did.
No, I didn't.
I thought you did as well.
This is radio. You can't see how I'm doing this. You just
I didn't at all.
You did this. You went, that's fascinating.
It is fascinating.
If I'd said what is, what would you have said back to me?
I didn't know that it's a physical... It's literally a physical connection that you've got there.
Well, your brain does change. There's that thing with
which is fascinating. Genuinely, that is fascinating. It's true.
Okay, taxi drivers' brains change shape. Their hippocampus gets bigger.
Yes, apparently.
The what?
Hippocampus.
That's because they're sat on their arse all day, driving and eating. They don't get enough exercise.
The brain doesn't get fat. Their brain changes shape because of... No, the hippocampus is in the brain. It's a bit of the brain.
Yeah.
It's not another word for something else.
Okay.
Yeah. And your brain does actually physiologically change with experiences in life. And by the time you get to middle age, you've had a lot of those experiences, and so your brain has changed. Aren't I interested?
Yeah, you are.
I'm getting quite bored now.
No.
I'll lend you my book about neurological pain. It's fascinating.
Is it?
Oh, it's brilliant.
I've probably already read it.
It's about the fact that obviously when you stub your toe, right, and you go, ow, obviously in milliseconds, what happens is your toe feels something, it sends a signal to the brain then goes, oh, you've just stubbed your toe, so that hurts, and then that's why you feel the pain of it, right? So there's like a pain switch in your brain, but sometimes the pain switch, the theory goes, can remain on. So you have pain, but there's nothing wrong with you. It's a lot of back pain, they say, is neurological, because your brain is like, oh, there's pain there, but there's not pain there. Wow. You should have me on as a guest.
If you are still listening, and it's frankly a miracle if you are, we're talking about brains and stuff.
Yeah.
I've got a theory, you see, that nothing's ever happened to you until you've reacted to it. Because it has, it's your reaction that determines what the event was, good or bad, beneficial or harmful. No, I mean, if it's a physical damage, yes, but even that hasn't fully happened to you until you've reacted and you choose your reaction. I was messing about at my place the other day, and I was going to hang a big picture, and I propped it on the mantelpiece thing, and there was a glass table here, and I turned around to do something else, and all of a sudden I was attacked. The picture fell on my head and then fell through the glass top table, and it just detonated, glass everywhere. And I stood there for a bit and I thought, ooh, and I felt my brain go, right, you better react to this.
Process.
And it laid out a selection of choices, right. Obviously there's screaming.
Yes, absolutely.
There's going berserk and smashing everything up because this is just really bad and I'm cross. I could have a little cry or I could get the Hoover out. I went for the latter. But I chose my reaction. You choose your reaction to what happens to you, and that defines it. That's how you can make good out of bad.
When you look back at your life and all the things that have happened to you, you really are like an actual real-life Mr. Bump from the Mr. Man, aren't you? Can you ever go through 24 hours without, I don't know, falling over, going headfoot into a bin, something like that? Like,
every time I arrive at a racetrack, I do it less often now, but I think this could be the one. If I've not driven it before, this could be the racetrack I've never crashed at. It's never up.
I'm going to ask you a question that I know Dominic would love to ask you.
Come on.
Because Dominic always quotes you on this and says, since you had the accident, you can't daydream.
What?
Is that true?
This is what I
Dom
read
said this
at the time.
for
I'm sure
years.
you said this in an interview that you found it either very difficult or you can't physically daydream. Was that true or not?
You say a lot of things.
Is that true? Come on, tell me I'm barking up the right tree-ish.
I have no memory of saying that.
Oh,
I'm
brilliant.
Really?
No.
I've heard Dom tell this story a million times.
I read an interview.
In what context?
You said so.
Have you had cause to say, oh, and by the way, Richard Hammond, that little fella off the car show used to be. Can't daydream.
So after your accident, which obviously was very concerning, mostly to you and your family.
Whatever.
I read an interview where you said after however many months it was, 6 months or a year afterwards, the only thing I've been really left with is the fact I can't look at me as I'm an idiot. Is that I can't daydream anymore.
I mean,
I don't have that.
I did spout quite a lot of crap at that point because I was still recovering. So I just said I can't fly either.
Okay.
I don't entirely remember saying.
Okay, and you can daydream if you want to.
Do you want me to now?
Well, you can do if you.
He's daydreaming about being somewhere else.
How do I have been all along? I'm imagining you were making sense with that claim.
Yes. Oh no, what a shame.
I think I can daydream.
Yeah, good. Okay, well,
this is great. I've said this for years.
I have. I've told everyone.
Have you really?
Yes.
Why? But I still don't know. Where was the conversation going
it was
pertinent to that, to drop in that some bloke who wasn't even there can't... Hey, let's talk about daydreaming. And by the way,
I can't remember. Well, I think... Do you know what?
He also says about you as well that you can't reach the top shelf at newsagents.
I didn't say
That's not since any accident, though.
I didn't.
Okay. That's been a constant.
Whereas, Dom, you absolutely can reach the top shelf. In fact, it's your favourite shelf.
No, it's not.
Top
There are
shelf
many
doesn't have
shelves.
connotations like that anymore.
It's just for Dom if you know the right shops.
Hey, now.
He says in Amsterdam, they're all every shelf.
But that doesn't mean anything, man.
No, it doesn't. You're right. No,
Top
you're
shelf?
Listen, we're going to run out of time and I want to talk
We've
about your
also
trek.
just spoken absolute garbage.
Yeah,
Have we
but
made any sense?
People are now going to download
I've
Who
been
Are
in
We
here
Now?
for an hour, at least. And
You've had fun, though,
nothing of
haven't
any
you?
consequences.
You've loved
Lisa.
it, though, haven't you?
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's nice.
You're doing a trek for charity.
Yeah. Well, it's for the Special Forces Club Benevolent Fund, and I sort of got roped into this. I haven't done the whole trek. They are recreating the trek that in 1917 Lawrence of Arabia did.
Wow.
Across Saudi and Jordan to get to Aqaba, and they did it. It was him, Sheriff Nasir, Nesib El Bekri, and Avda Abu Tayyib.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because I'm going to mess that up. So Bedouin guys, but he was with them on camels. It was 1,100 kilometres, and it was all a deception. It was so they could sneak up on Aqaba where the guns weren't. Never been done since on camels. And a bunch of these total heroes from the Special Forces Club said, I know. Let's do that. So they've been doing it. They are 17 days in.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
17 days.
On camels.
Shit, that's really uncomfortable.
Yes.
Massively
So what I thought, I said, lads, I'd love to, but you're all like, they're all ex-forces. And
Right.
I'm not. Tough. So why don't I come in at the end?
Take the
Great idea.
Because then they're going into Aqaba and there's going to be like a, ta-da, you did it. That's kind of the bit I want to be in.
How much before the end? An hour?
Yeah, maybe. I think I'll be next week. Right. I'll be in the desert for 6 days.
6 days on a camel.
And we're camping.
Why are you looking forward to it?
Because I like camping.
But forget the camping. What about the camels?
I'm not looking forward to that. Well, now, you see, I'm supposed to be in a support vehicle, driving a Land Rover.
That's better.
Oh, that's different.
But wait a minute.
We can all do that.
Wait a minute.
What, you want to defender?
I'm support. I've got an important role.
What's your important role when the camels kills over? You get mouth to mouth.
There's a very good chance I'll have a tool belt. Come on.
That's good.
I suspect because they're impish little devils, those chaps, and they're going to stick me on a camel.
Of course they're going to
stick
you on a camel.
And they're doing it, so they're going to complete it. They're doing it to raise money for the Special Forces Club Benevolent Fund, which offers support to ex-SF people who've fallen on hard times or been injured or ill health or just old age. And these are people who have served their country well, risked everything.
Yeah, great cause.
If you get into a bit of bother, the SF Club gathers around them. And you can look up for more on what they do, sfcbf-org.
Okay, go and check that out.
Yeah. SF, Special Forces Club Benevolent Fund.org.
There you are. And then you can donate there so you can give some money to Richard Hammond sitting in an air-conditioned, brand new
Wait a minute. No, hang on. I'm camping. And in the day, because I've
when you say you're camping, are you just putting the seats back in the Defender, getting a duvet and a couple of pillars?
It's 37 degrees in the day and -2 or -4 at night. So I'll have to take thick socks. That's a difficult pack, and I'm a bit conscious. I don't want to turn up with like a massive bag of stuff.
Yes.
Because they're very roughy-toughed and they'll all say, they're just full of hair products. So I'm going to have to pack it down so it looks...
No. Do the opposite.
Just go with a massive steamer truck.
And absolutely, and put stuff in there that you don't even use. Like take out a big jar of moisturiser.
Yeah. Are we dressing for dinner this evening?
Bring a hairdryer, right? Just so they can go, he's brought a bloody hairdryer. Where's he going to put? He's brought a bloody hairdryer.
Maybe, so you can go the other way.
Yeah.
Take like a Victorian steamer trunk.
A space hopper.
Yeah, you never know. Anybody need this?
Yeah. A bucket and spade. You're in the desert.
Perfect. They won't look at me like I'm gone out because they're really going to respect me, aren't they?
When you stop for a break, you just get down your hands and knees, just start building sandcastles. Go, lads, look at this.
You have a lovely time.
They'll love you for it.
Yeah, you're the reason why they think the way they do about people in the media.
Yeah.
And now you just want to reaffirm that.
Yes. And they'd be right.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. When are you doing it? Next week?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. That's why Izzy isn't here, because she normally comes around when we're talking about the podcast.
Yeah.
I suddenly realise I can't talk about the podcast next week, so I'm here. Hello. But she's not woken up.
Listen, good luck. If you end up on a camel, seriously, good luck.
Apparently, I won a camel race once.
Oh.
I won a camel race at a party. with some of the people who are on this event I'm going to, I have no memory of.
That's because you can't daydream.
There's a photograph of me on the camel winning the race, but it was quite late in the party.
The camel where you throw the balls and the camels move, like you throw the ball, like at the seaside at the end of the pier.
No, this is a life-size.
Proper one.
Proper camel.
Be careful on a camel, because for you, that'll be like you're on top of a building.
It's further
don't look down.
It's a fact.
And they smell, don't they? Quite badly, apparently.
Yeah, they also taste like they smell.
Do they?
I mean, you don't just take a bite out of the one you ride.
No, it's best not to.
But I
Be fresh.
have eaten a bit of camel.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not.
No.
I didn't just...
Just to clarify.
Yeah, but look at the bright side. You'll get a free defender out of it. There you go.
I'll get a go in a defender in the desert.
You'll get in and just drive off. Where are you going? Hurrah, you suckers!
Not a brilliant idea, is it? It's the desert.
Off air, I'll tell you about the quote that you are quoting the Evening Standard saying there was a point where I couldn't daydream.
Have you spent all of that?
Oh my God. That's where we'll leave it.
Did you just say off air and then say it
We
on
did
air?
it on air.
Who are we now? The Richard Hammond brilliant new podcast with Richard, and his lazy daughter is out now for the new series. I've got to hit the break. The BBC Local Radio didn't have these problems. Richard Hammond, everybody. Richard Hammond.
The Chris Moyles Show. Radio X.